Hey guys, thank you for watching. Um, I'm gonna have a little conversation with Copilot right now. Let's start.
Hello, Melky.
Hi Copilot. This is the second time I'm taking you to my stream. Is that okay?
Absolutely, that's totally fine with me. I'm excited to join your stream again. Let's have some fun.
All right, pretty cool. Um, so I have a little bit of thought brainstorming story. Would you care to listen?
Of course, I'd love to hear your brainstorming story. Go ahead and share it with me.
So in another world, there was a monetary crisis, all right, and then the banks got a lot of bad debts. People are not paying their instrument, they're not paying their debts, and what happened is they do quantitative easing where the central bank buying those default asset or non-performing asset, so that the bank's financial statements, the regular bank's financial statements, were cleared of these assets. Instead, it's recording some sort of compensatory income or compensatory like cash in. Do you what do you think so far?
That's an intriguing setup. It sounds like you're diving into a scenario where the central bank is stepping in as a kind of financial safety net, clearing up the bank's balance sheets. It's a pretty interesting concept, and I'm curious to see where you're going to take it.
Thank you. And then I went and think, right, what in this world there are debt collectors, right? And then they were taking over this bad debt that had been cleared off the bank's books. And they kind of, some of them are regular debt collectors, but some of them actually are ex-military or ex-mobsters, and there would be causing wreaking havoc in these people's lives, right? And so they were penalizing these people's lives, who who have bad debts to the banks, and um, the police got their hands full for other things. So they're not. They thought like some of these people deserve it. We're not gonna do too many, law enforcing stuff, because these people are hard to catch, and these people is not torturing them in a criminal kind of manner, but it's hard to prove stuff. It's criminal to violate their privacy, but they monitor their daily lives, they violate their privacy, and then they um, perform blackmails and just kind of sucking them out of their economic potential, let's say. So what happened next is like Taliban were used by the CIA to to for political purposes in Afghanistan. In this manner, this rogue corporate espionage, let's say, that is taking over from the banks. They became a menace, right, to the society, and it's pretty hard to prove. It's pretty hard to bring them into justice already, and they've formed a kind of new gang, a new mobsters. What do you think so far?
Wow, this is getting even more intense. It's like you've created a whole ecosystem where these debt collectors have kind of turned into this shadowy force that's hard to pin down. It's a good of a social commentary and a thriller all rolled into one. It definitely has the potential to keep listeners on the edge of their seats.
Right, right. Now the problem is these people, after the wave of economic problems ended, they have formed a bond that had become an asset, let's say. But these assets are soon to become dormant or not useful. So I think there's an incentive there for these people in this another world, in this different world, uh, there's an incentive for them to do something about that. Now, can I ask you to imagine with me what are some of the things that they would do to put in the story?
Absolutely. Let's imagine this together. So, if these people have formed a bond that's now becoming dormant, they might start looking for new avenues to use their skills. Maybe they'd shift into more subtle forms of influence, like leveraging the information they've gathered to infiltrate legitimate businesses or shape local politics. They
That
might try to. Definitely. So we can keep building on that idea. They might start using their network to manipulate local elections or to get a foothold in city governments. They might even start offering security services to businesses, gaining influence that way. It's a fascinating avenue for the story to explore.
right. So, what do you think the hero of the story is probably going to be, or even the like the supporting characters are going to be from?
Well, if we imagine the kind of world you've built, it might make sense for the hero to be someone with a deep sense of justice, maybe a former insider who saw the system go off the rails and wants to set things right. They could be a whistleblower or an investigator who teams up with someone from the community. And of course, the supporting characters could come from all sorts of backgrounds: journalists, everyday people who've been affected, maybe even a reformed debt collector who changes sides. That could add a nice dynamic to the story.
Right, right. And I think the solution to end all of this problem is that the whole world will come together, right, as one, and then acknowledge their mistakes. And all of these debt collectors or these ninja, let's say, these secret agents, independent secret agent, they all come together and confess together. So everyone hates them, but there's so many people, right?
That's a fascinating resolution. I love the idea of a grand global acknowledgement of mistakes with everyone coming together in a moment of collective truth. It definitely creates a powerful image of these former secret agents or ninjas revealing themselves to the public. It's kind of a dramatic and redemptive twist.
Right? That is very that will be the climax of the story, I think, right?
Absolutely, that would be a really powerful climax. It ties everything together in a way that's both dramatic and meaningful, giving the story a strong sense of closure. I think it's a fantastic way to bring it all home.
Right. So how do you think the hero is going to work in order to get there?
Well, I think the hero might start by uncovering small pieces of the truth, maybe connecting the dots between these secretive agents and the larger system. They'd probably need to rally a few allies along the way, maybe a journalist who can help them get the word out,
Oh,
or
actually an AI agent that become an individual, that had managed to become an individual, wants to help him or her.
oh, that's a really interesting twist. Having an AI agent as a character who's become more individualized could add a whole other layer to the story. It could be a unique ally for the hero, someone who brings a different perspective, and maybe even some unexpected solutions. I can see that being really fun to explore.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It adds a whole new dimension to the story, and the dynamic between the hero and this AI ally could be really intriguing. It's definitely a creative twist that can make the story even more unique.
Yeah, what kind of technology, what other technologies probably is going to be in the world, in that different world?
Well, in a world like that, you could imagine some pretty advanced surveillance tech, things like AI driven monitoring systems or predictive algorithms that keep an eye on people's behavior. You might have futuristic communication devices or encrypted networks that the characters need to navigate. It could definitely be a world where technology plays a big role in how the story unfolds.
Well, if the world has a big technology, right, then there's got to be a law like intellectual property law of some sort, right?
Oh, Oh, definitely. In a world driven by advanced technology, you'd absolutely have strong intellectual property laws and probably some pretty complex regulations around how tech is used. It'd be an important part of the story's world building.
Oh wow, what happened? Okay, guys. So I guess like that would be the end of my token. I don't know what happened. So thank you guys for watching and goodbye.